Hey everybody, it's me, Dina, your dating diva, and today we are going to talk about an article written by a Dr. Terri L. Orbuch. She is a professor of sociology at Michigan's Oakland University and a research professor at the University of Michigan. She also is the author of a book called Finding Love Again: 6 Simple Steps to New and Happy Relationships. The title of this article is called Single Ladies, What Do You Really Need in a Relationship? So let's just get right into it. And she writes, one of the most common reasons people choose the wrong partner is that they don't really know themselves. It's nearly impossible to find someone capable of understanding and respecting your deepest vulnerabilities when you aren't clear about them either. And this is why I say personally that it's very important for you to have your me time. It's very important for you to spend time by yourself, with yourself, getting to know yourself. Whether it's taking yourself to the movie, going out to dinner, or just going to get coffee, just spending time by yourself, reflecting, meditating, and just getting to know you. Because if you don't know you, how can anybody else know you or love you the way you deserve to be loved, right? Eventually, the incompatibilities become apparent and you may fall out of love. In fact, it's often the qualities that attract us in the first place that ultimately drive us away. And for me, this is true because I've dated at least one or two men where it was my independent nature that drew them to me, or drew me to them, I should say. But in the end, it's also what drew them away because they felt that I was so independent that they weren't bringing anything to the relationship. They couldn't offer me anything that I couldn't do for myself, which couldn't be further from the truth. They were giving me exactly what I needed in a relationship, which was companionship, love, security, which exactly what I needed, and I thought that I communicated that, and maybe it wasn't communicated well enough. So in the end, they kind of felt emasculated because they felt that they couldn't give me anything that I didn't already have or could do for myself. So now that I'm coming back off that tangent, identify your relationship values is the first crucial step toward finding someone who shares them. As early as the first few dates, you'll see clues that indicate these values. Does he look into your eyes? And for me, ladies, that's a deal breaker. If I'm speaking to a man and he is not looking me in my eyes, that is a definite deal breaker. It promotes dishonesty, insincerity, and those are two very important ideals to me. So if I'm speaking to you and you're not looking me in my eyes, you're out the door already. Okay. So does he look into your eyes? Does he sit close to you? Does he take your arm? This kind of contact signals confidence and a need for connection, both of which bode well for a passionate relationship. Does he comment on your appearance, a sign that he appreciates affirmation? When you talk about a dilemma, does he sympathize, a show of emotional support? Do you go on interesting and creative dates? Is he spontaneous? Does he talk about his ex-partners with respect, which is very important, because if he speaks about his ex-partners with respect, that means he's mature. If he speaks about his ex-partners in disrespect or speaks badly about them, he's immature, he's childish, and that doesn't bode well for the relationship. Is he reliable? Does he consistently think about you when making decisions? All measures of trustworthiness. And a man must be a gentleman. Even as an independent woman, as I've been told, it's nice to have a man there who will open the door, or will, as I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, if you drop something on the floor, a gentleman is going to reach down, or and make an attempt to pick it up. If he doesn't even make an attempt to pick it up, then no, he's not a gentleman. He's probably going to be gone. That was probably his first and last date. How he manages unexpected stresses, even something as minor as a mishandled restaurant reservation, can hint at his ability to communicate. And communication is very key in all relationships. We've talked about this many times. You have to be able to communicate. The depth of his conversation can reveal his need for companionship, and his willingness to do favors for friends and colleagues can indicate his ability to be a team player. When you find yourself falling for someone new, try to look beyond the traits that seem sexiest at the moment: his charm, his ambition, his love for travel. Ask yourself, are these the qualities that I most admire in myself? If so, they might not seem appealing in 2 years. Let me repeat that. Ask yourself, are the qualities that I most admire in this person very different from my own? If so, they might not seem as appealing in 2 years. Very different sentence. Choose a mate for the traits that will make him a good partner now and down the road. And then there's a quiz attached. And I know we do not want to go through all 24 questions of this quiz. So what I'll do is I'll put the link for the quiz in the comments section of this video so that you can take the quiz and see where you stand, see what you really need in your relationship. I did take the quiz, and I'm going to give you a few of the questions so you can have an idea of what they say. And then I'll share with you what my results were. Let's see. The first question is, I can usually intuit what others are feeling. And I put mostly true for that, for me, because I think I'm pretty good at telling when something's wrong or how other people are feeling. At least that's what I've been told. But I'm sure there are a few people out there who will disagree and say, like, oh, Dina, you're clueless. Big on hugs and hand holding. I like to connect through touch. That's definitely me. Kind of person who can walk away from an argument before I lose my cool. That's definitely me. I'm not a big screamer, yeller. I kind of like to think things through in my head before we discuss it as a couple. So I've been told by some people that I'm kind of dudeish that way. But yeah, I'm not the yelling, screaming, crazy type. I want to think it through and discuss it. Let's see. If I ran into an ex-lover, I'd feel wrong about not telling my partner. I think that's very true for me. I think your partner would be able to feel the awkwardness anyway. So telling him would only seem right and be honest. There was another question here. I quickly admit when I overreact. I like to think I'm the first person to say when I'm wrong. So, but I'm the last person to tell you when you're wrong. I don't want to be that person. This is a very important one. A good sex life is a necessary ingredient in a relationship. And actually, it was in a sermon that I heard in church. And yes, they talked about sex in church. Of course, he talked about it as in the marital sense, you know, how important sex is to a relationship. And it's very important. It's very important. Communication and sex is very important. So if you're not doing it, you got to do it, ladies. And if you're using it as a tool, as a punishment, as a gift, that's wrong. And you know it's wrong. Because if you're not doing it, he's definitely going to go out there and find somebody who is. So you want to keep your man at home? Do it. The results of my quiz stated that I need intimacy and trustworthiness in my relationships, and I feel that's pretty much dead on. But here are some of the other scores that I got, and this is on a scale from 1 to 12. I need companionship. I got a 7, spontaneity 5, emotional support 9, teamwork 11, communication 9, trust and intimacy 11, affirmation 9, and passion 11. So those are my scores. But like I said, I'm going to put the link for this quiz in the comment section of this video. I would love, love, love to hear your results. So please put your comments at the end of this video, or you can email me at datingdiva7@yahoo.com. That's datingdiva7@yahoo.com. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks.